Hi, everybody. It's Elektra Yao, artist, visa lawyer, entertainment lawyer located here in New York. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Hi, everybody on Instagram. I am here to talk to you today about why networking is so important and so vital for artists, especially long term artists who want to be able to create an impact in their field, which is super important for the EB1A, the green card, if you eventually decide to apply for it. So let's just talk about networking in general and what it means and why it is super, super important to network as an artist. So, networking is basically liaising with professionals within your field. So, liaising with all the different types of players. So, let's say, for example, you're a performer or you're an actor. Liaising or networking would be connecting with other performers, so colleagues, networking with producers, networking with directors, networking with talent managers, etc. Why is this so important for artists in general? This is important because people like to work with people that they already know. People like to work with people that they like. And especially if you keep recurring and showing up at the same type of events, you will begin to develop a name and a reputation and therefore continue to develop and cement your brand, which is very, very important if you eventually want to file a trademark. And as I said, really take your career into your own hands and apply our mantras of the business of the arts. But why is networking for an international artist especially important? It is especially important because one of the criteria for the O1B visa is significant recognition from experts in your field. So, this basically means experts in your field who recognize and can confirm your artistry. So, let's say you don't know anybody, right? You're not very good at connecting with people. You're not very good at liaising or being active within your field. Then when it comes down to actually applying for the artist visa and applying eventually for the EB1A, you won't have professionals that are able to vouch for you and confirm your expertise. So, a common misconception for testimonial letters for O1B and EB1A is that the person has to have worked with you. That's not true at all. You can actually have someone vouch for you and confirm your expertise without having worked with you. So let's say you consistently go out to events. You're consistently going to networking events and shows and supporting other performers and supporting other professionals within your field. And you develop a relationship with that person. They eventually can support your green card application or your EB1 application. Why is networking important for an EB1A? Networking is important for an EB1A because for EB1A, we're really trying to prove massive impact that you're making within your field, right? And in order to do that, people need to recognize you. And in order for you to be recognized, people need to know who you are. And in order for people to know who you are, you need to go out and you need to network and you need to do things for which you're being recognized for. This is why I always tell my clients, if you are not out and about, if you're not going to shows, if you're not supporting other colleagues, if you're not doing anything that involves other people beyond just performing, then something is wrong. Then you are not using your OPT time to the best of your ability. And also, networking is not only good for getting a letter of recommendation, but as I said at the beginning of our discussion, networking is also because people hire who they like to work with. So if you are not meeting people, you're not putting yourself out there, you're losing out on potential jobs. You're losing out on the ability to expand your professional portfolio of work and to expand your professional profile by not going out and by not being active. So, in general, networking again is liaising with the players within your field. So liaising with colleagues, so people who do the same thing as you do, and liaising with other professionals, people or players or professionals that support your profession. So again, if we take the example of an actor, we're talking about liaising with talent managers, casting directors, producers, directors, stage managers, etc. These are things that are extremely critical because let's say, for example, you are networking with a stage manager or you're networking with a casting director. Casting director, perfect example. Many casting directors have access to auditions and what's going on and the pilot season, etc. This is why if you develop a professional relationship with that person, you're delivering value to them, they could potentially think of you for a role that's happening. Or you can ask them to support your artist petition by signing a letter of recommendation. The same thing for your EB1A. So let's say, for example, EB1A, you want to prove that impact within your field. What you can do is tell the casting director, hey, Mr. Casting Director or Ms. Casting Director, can we create a showcase together, right? Where I am teaching recent grads how to perfect a cold reading. Boom. How can I prove impact with that? I can prove impact with that because number one, you're working with a noted casting director, and number two, you're delivering value to the next generation of performers. This is something that you would not have been able to accomplish if you did not liaise with that casting director at the beginning of your OPT. So I think it's very, very important for those of you who are F1 visas, who are J1 visas, once you get your EAD card and you have the opportunity to start working, it's really, really important to use that time strategically, to really use that time to maximize your efforts, to maximize everything that you're doing in your field. And this includes networking. This includes going out, going to events, meeting people who are colleagues, meeting people who support your profession, developing relationships with them, reaching out to them, and delivering value. And if you think about it, this approach is actually something that you should be using, that all professionals should be using. You should always be reaching out to colleagues, reaching out to people or professionals that support your profession, and engaging in different events and trying to do things to improve your profession. Improving your profession leads to impact, leads to leadership, and leads to developing a reputation. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you will think about networking, and I hope that when you think about networking, you don't limit yourself to thinking that networking is just something that people who have a 9 to 5 job do. Networking is utilized for all different types of professionals that want to expand their reach, create an impact, and work through leadership. So thank you so much. I will be back later today with another live to talk about more issues in entertainment law, immigration law, specifically for artists, and IP and trademark law. So we have a comment that says, quite informative. Thank you so much for commenting. Please like and share this video so that international artists and artists in general can really start to apply business metrics so that they can monetize their work, become commodities, and start to become impactful and lead within their field. All of this information that I'm providing you is not just for people who have like a 9 to 5 job or a traditional profession like a lawyer, for example. All of these principles can absolutely be applied to non-traditional jobs such as performers and designers, etc. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you later today with more information. Thanks, everybody.